Let us continue with where we have left. We have taken a two-dimensional array of this. Wait, let me change the color. Let us consider this as a two-dimensional array. Fine. 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9, 7 and 8. We were trying to do the sum of each and every row. So this should give me the value 6. This should give me the value 15, and this should give me the value 24. The output of each and everything should be ij, and here I will write sum plus equal to. So here what will happen? So as we already seen, this loops will be executed at most when I is equal to 0 to 2 for 3 times, and each and every time this I value changes, the J loop executes from 0 to 2, so that we can take in the values of all these things. So that is using cin statement. Now what happens when I do the sum of all these things? When the value of I is 0, I less than or equal to 2 is true. So what happened? It comes inside this loop. So when this condition becomes true, it comes inside this loop that j is equal to 0, and it checks the another condition j less than or equal to 2. So that is j value is 0 less than or equal to 2, then that is true. So when this is also true, it comes inside the body of the inner for loop. So these two are the inner for loop. So it takes sum is equal to sum plus a of I j. So the value of I and j over here is 0 and 0. So initially we'll assume sum is equal to 0. Taking the value of sum is equal to 0 and the value of I and j as 0, when the first time the inner for loop executes, that is j is equal to 0, the value of I also will be 0, so a of 0 and 0. So the value of sum is already 0, so 0 plus a of 0 0, the element in the position 0 0 will be taken out, plus 3, and it is being given to the value sum. So let us consider the value of sum is equal to 3 now. After executing this statement, so now it moves on to the next value of j, that is j becomes 1, the value of j becomes 1 and 1 less than or equal to 2, the condition is again true, so it comes in here at this step. When j is equal to 0, the value of sum is equal to 3. So now it do the same operation. Sum is equal to sum plus a of the value of I as 0 and j as 1. Since the value of sum has already been changed, so the value will be taken 3 plus a of 0 1, which is nothing but 2. So it takes 3 plus 2 and it gives the value of sum is equal to 5. So the value of sum has changed to 5 now. So the value of sum will be 5. So after executing the value of j as 1, it will get back to j++, and the j value will get incremented to to 2, and 2 less than or equal to 2, the condition is true. It get backs over here and it do the same operation. Sum is equal to sum plus a of ij, the value of I is 0 and the value of j becomes 2. So now it will take out the value 1 and it will add it up to the previous sum, that is 5 plus 1, which is equal to 6. So the value for the sum has been changed to 6 now. So now the sum which I want to get for the first row, I have got it. So now I have to display it. So where I should write this display statement. Fine. So the first row sum has been found out, that is sum is equal to 0. Sum is equal to 6. Now I have to display it. So I am displaying it as cout sum. Now there is a confusion. This value, this statement belongs to which for loop? This one or this one? Here we have to just think a little bit and we have to check, like, one minute, let me erase all these things. Okay. So here we have to think like, okay. So this statement belongs to which for loop now? If I put this statement inside this for loop, so this for loop execute for 3 times for each value of I. I need only to execute this statement for 3 times throughout the program. So whenever a particular row is over, that means whenever this condition becomes false, then I have to display these statements. So this statement cannot be the body of this for loop. Otherwise, what will happen if I put it inside the body of this loop? So it will execute each and every time I'm adding up with 3, 2 and 1. So what I have to make is, I have to make this statement to execute when this loop gets over. So if I put a block over here, then this statement becomes the body of this loop. So this statement should be body of which loop? It has to be body of the first loop. So since this loop is taking care of the row, I will be executing a row once, and I will be adding up the values in each and every columns over here, and after adding up all the values in that particular column of a particular row, then I am displaying the sum. Now this will give you the output of this as like this. Fine. So now let us switch back to the code blocks and let's see how this program is going to execute. So this is a new project. First of all, I have to create a new project, and here I am just selecting a console application, and I am recommending C++, and I am giving a project title as 2D row sum. Next, I am using GCC compiler. Just finish it up. Your project is ready now. Click on this main function. So you will be having a default set of program. You can delete it and you can start typing your program. Sorry, excuse me. And here the first statement of this program is #include iostream.h, which is nothing but a header file. Immediately I am starting with the main function, and inside the main function, first I am declaring a variable int a of 3 and 3. Fine. And I am declaring the value of sum is equal to 0 as well. So after doing this, I am just going to give a for loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to 2, I plus plus, and again another for loop which is nothing but int j is equal to 0, j less than or equal to 2, and j plus plus. So here I am going to get in the value for this two-dimensional array like I and j. Fine. Now I have got the value of these two arrays. So here I just write a statement like cout please enter the value of 2D array. So it should be value of 2D array. Fine. So value has got over. Now let us say cout result. So let me give a /n so that it comes in the next line, or else let me give 2 /n's, and fine. For int I is equal to 0, if you don't want to declare this int I int j repeatedly in each and every for loop, what you can do is you can declare the value of I and j commonly in the variable declaration part, so that you no need to declare it again and again like I comma j. So now that I comma j has become as a function scope, wherever you want to use that you can use it. So I less than or equal to 2, I plus plus, and again for j is equal to 0, j less than or equal to 2, and j plus plus. So now I give sum is equal to sum, or else I give sum plus equal to a of I and j. Fine. In the very next statement, I am giving cout sum. So now I have to put this statement inside the block of the first for loop. So I'm just making the block of all these things. Okay, now it is in perfect block. So let us execute this program and check what the outputs that we are getting. So now enter the value of two-dimensional array. I am just going to enter the value 3, 2, 1, 6, 7 and 1, 2, 1. So the result is 6, 24 and 28. Okay, it's wrong. So whenever I'm going to the why the result is wrong, let me give a handle over here and handle at the last, so that I can clearly explain you why the values and why it's coming, why the result is wrong. So 2D array 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 3, 1 and 1. If you see, our result is supposed to be 6, 15 and 5, but it's coming as 6, 21 and 26. If you closely have a look at it, so you can see the values of 3, 2, 1 has been added up, and then the values of the second row, that is 15, is added up along with the 6 and it is coming as 21, and the value of the last row is added up to the previous value 21 and it is coming as 26. So what I have to do now? So each time after displaying the value of the sum, I have to reset it to 0. So whenever it is going to find out the sum of a particular row, sum of a next row, the value has been set to 0, so it calculates only the sum of that particular row. It won't consider the previous value that it have taken out or the previous value that it stored in. So here you can look up the brackets and all these things are messy. So in code blocks, to align all the statements in a proper way, in a proper indentation, we have a method like click on plugins and click on source code formatter, so it will format your codes in a proper indentation. Fine. Now I have set the value of sum is equal to 0, and let us check whether it is giving us a correct value or not. So please enter the value of a 3D array and 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 3, 1 and 1. Perfect. Now it is giving me a perfect value, but still I find the interaction of this program is not that much good. To make it so interactive, so we have to give a value over here, a cout statement over here, so which gives I can say a of I and then double quotes like this, so that we know for which particular location we are entering the value. Like I can give a close brace over here as well, and then I can give a J, and then my bracket has to display. Perfect. And after each and every statement, it has to come to the next line, so automatically I will give a cout handle over here. So now you see this three statements belongs to this particular block, so I have to create a block over here like this. I'll delete it and I'll put it inside the block. In code blocks you don't want to waste your time in formatting, so once you feel that you have finished typing it, just go and click on this source code formatter under a plugin menu, so it will automatically format your code for you. So with the proper indentation, you don't want to worry much. And here it is going to give away the location in which you are going to get the value, so that the user exactly knows where he is entering the value. And here also I have to display some statements like that is the sum of which particular row. So I will write as sum of some ith row let us check out this program now. There is an error. The sum of ith row and what is the error saying? Okay, is my function already executing? No, nothing. Yeah, I got it. The array of 0 0, it's displayed over here. So after this I give an endl, and after this result I give endl. Endl is nothing but giving a new line, so either you can use an endl or else you can use a slash over here. Both are right. The value of 0 0 as 3, value of 0 1 as 2, the value of 0 2 as 1. Now 1 0 as 1, 4 7, 2 0 as 8, 5 and 2. So the sum of 0 throw, 0 throw, 0 throw. Okay, fine. So it is giving me the value of 0. So I give plus 1 over here. So I get the value as it is, and then I'll give a space after row. So it will give me the perfect value. Execute it once again. So it gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I missed out 5, 7, 8, and 9. Perfect. So this is how you have to find a sum of a particular row of a two-dimensional array. So in the same thing, if you want to find the sum of a particular column, here in the sum of particular column, what you have to do is, instead of ij, you have to click on, here it is ij. So if I make it as ji, so the value of I is over here, so that will take out the values of row first, and the j, that which is keep changing each and every time this for loop is executing. So here the value of j and here the value of I. So let me change out this statement as like a of j and I. So what happens when the value of I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0, it find out it takes out the value of 0 1, and after incrementing, when j becomes 1, and the statement will take out the value of a of 1 0, and it will add up to this sum, because the first index I have just changed. A simple change in the index will change the way you calculate the sum. Let us look at that in our program, how we are changing it. Fine. So here, instead of it is I column, I should just mention it as, okay, j and I, and instead of row I should mention as column column. Yeah, fine. I hope rest of the things remains the same. Fine. So let me check it out. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So particular row is 12 15 18. So let me take you to that screen. The value what I have given over here for the second execution of the program is like 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then I have given 7 8 and 9. So if you see the column sum, the first column you will be getting something around 12, the second column is 15, and the third column is 18. Let us get back to the program and check whether we are getting the correct result or not. Fine. Yes, it's 12, 15 and 18. It's the perfect one which I am getting over here. Fine. I hope you all might have understand this two-dimensional array. So the next topic what we are going to see in this is how to find the diagonal sum, which most of you feel that's difficult, and it's one of the important thing that we have to learn. Fine. So let me take a two-dimensional array again. Like 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. So here we have two diagonals. One is over here, and this one is called as the left diagonal, and the another thing, this is called as a right diagonal. So that is 2 plus 1 plus 8, we should get 11, and another value is 6 plus 1 plus 4, where you get 11 again. So let me change this value to 14 so that the value differs from each. So I write it as 14, so 20, I get 21 as a result. So what is the strategy behind this? Whenever they ask for the multiplication of a two-dimensional array, so what you have to do is you have to consider the representation of a two-dimensional array, and that representation will help you a lot in solving the problem. If this is a two-dimensional array of 3 by 3 and the representation of that two-dimensional array, you have to draw it, and later you can compare with the value of I and j, you can do it. So if you see, the value 2 lies in the position 0, 0, okay, comma. The value 1 lies in the position 1 and 1, and the value 8 lies in the position 2 and 2. Fine. This is for your left diagonal. Now the next value 6 lies in the position 2, 0, 1 lies in the position 1, 1 again, and 14 lies in the position 0, 2. This is for your right diagonal. Fine. So considering this 3 by 3 matrix, so these are the values that we have over here. So if you want to find the sum of the left diagonal, the method that what we are going to find the sum is the same, but we have to give a condition. Here it is not going to happen without a condition, but with a for loop, and the method of sum is the same for I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to 2, I plus plus, for let me k for a change, k is equal to 0, k, okay, k less than or equal to 2, k plus plus, and the sum is equal to sum plus a of I j. So if I give this, it is going to find the sum of all the elements. So I have to give a condition over here. So if you want to find out this sum, a particular condition has to get satisfied. So that condition I will give inside a if statement. Fine. Now if I want to find the sum of left diagonal, what is the condition? So for framing that condition, we need the representation of that particular two-dimensional array written, and we have to note down the elements and its corresponding indexes. So in each and every one of these indexes, the first one represents the row and the second one represents the column. So this is same in for all the indexes what we have noted down from there, like 0, the 2 which is in 0 0, okay, I have taken 0 0, R is the first one and the second one is the column. Even though if you have the numbers are same, don't get confused, the first one represents the row and the second one represents the column. So I have to give a condition over here. So what might be the condition that can be framed out with the indexes or with the location what I have taken out from here? If you see this as a similarity, all these numbers have this similarity. Matlab the representation of the left diagonal, the location of all the left diagonal elements have one similarity. So that thing we have to figure out. What is that? So the similarity over here is the value of I and j are equal. So this is a similarity which we have to put it inside the if statement. If I is equal to j, then do the sum. Until if these are not equal, don't get into this statement at all. So we all know how a if statement work. If statement work in a method that it takes a condition in, only when the condition is going to be true, it will let the control inside its body. Okay. Now the sum is equal to sum plus a of I has become the body of this if statement. If statement has become the body of this for loop. So while executing, the execution goes like this. When the value of I is equal to 0 and I less than or equal to 2, this will become true because the value of I is 0 in the beginning, and if it is true, it will get inside the second for loop, that is k is equal to 0, and k, again I can take k as 0 less than or equal to 2, which is again it's true. Now when it get in again, now a condition stands over here, whether I is equal to j. So it is not j, it's supposed to be k. Sorry. A normal way of writing j, I am used to it, so that's why it's k. And here also in this representation, it should be k. Fine. And here also it should be I is equal to k. So what is, when this condition gets satisfied, then only it will get into sum is equal to sum plus a of I and k, right? So what happens for the first value when I is equal to 0 and k is equal to 0, this is true, so it takes some value as 0 initially, as usual how we represent the value of sum is equal to 0. So it takes some value as 0 and a of I and k 0 0, that is 2, and the value of sum becomes 2 at that particular point. Now when it get back, the value of k becomes 1, and 1 less than or equal to 2, the condition is true, but the value of I remains 0 and k is 1 now. Now this condition is not get satisfied, that's why it won't get into this particular statement to do a operation. So when this condition get false, it come out of the if block and it will go back to k again, and when k is equal to 2, that time also 0 equal to 2 won't be equal, so this become false, so this will not execute. Now the k becomes 3, the entire for loop gets false, that means this condition becomes false, it exit out of the entire for loop and it go back to the value I is equal to 1. So what happens when I is equal to 1? So when I becomes 1, when I becomes 1, the value of 1 less than or equal to 2, the condition is true, it gets inside this for loop, that becomes k is equal to 0, starting over. Then 0 less than or equal to 2, the condition is true, but here in the condition 0 equal to, it should be the value of I first, that is 1 equal to 0. This is not true, so this statement won't get executed again. It will get back to this k. To increment k becomes 1. Now 1 less than or equal to 2, it is true. When this condition of if statement is being checked, 1 is equal to 1. So this is the value of I and this is the value of k. The present value of k is 1 and I is 1. So this condition satisfies now. So now it takes out this value. Sum is equal to sum plus a of ik. So previously the value of the sum is 2 plus I and k. The value of k is 1, I is 1. So it comes to this particular element, that is 1. So 1 will be added up to it and it will give you the value 3. Likewise, so again the k will get increment, the k value becomes 2. At that point what happens is the k value will not be equal to the I value, so it won't execute that. So after when the k value becomes 3, it will come out of this for loop and it will go back here and it takes the value of I as 2. The condition is true, that is 2 less than or equal to 2, the condition is true. Then again the k will start over from 0, then 0 less than or equal to 2. Now when the k value is 0, it first checks the condition of the if statement, like 2 equal to 0. No, it is not true, the sum is not going to get executed, and then I am going to find out the value of sum when the k is equal to, k becomes 1. So this also not true. Then later k becomes 2, that time the the condition becomes true. Now it will get inside this and it will find out the sum as 3 plus 8 and it will give you 11 as the whole. So now you got the value over here as 11. So a small change, that placing a condition over here lets you to find out the value of the left diagonal. So how to find out the value of the right diagonal? Here is an interesting fact. So the concept behind this is, so if you check out, let me finish erasing this off. Okay, fine. So here I want to take out the locations of 2 0, 1 1 and 0 2. The first step what I have to do is I have to find the similarity among of these locations. So what is the similarity among these locations? If you check the value of row, it is starting from 2 and going towards 0. Each step it has been decremented by 1, and whereas the column, it is starting from the 0 and it is incremented to 2, and each step it is incremented by plus 1. So this I have to give it in the loop. So what I have to do is, So here, and fine, look at this. There is another similarity over here which none of the other numbers have. What is that? This one, and this one, r plus c is equal to 2, whereas other numbers is 0, 4, 2, and all those things. So, keeping the for loop as it is without worrying about the start of the for loop and the end of the for loop, I can just give a change in this condition, like if I plus k is equal to 2, then do the sum. Now, this particular for loop will give you the sum of right diagonal. So in this program, what the changes that we have to make is, so this is to find the column, and here we have to add up a condition like so do this sum only if I is equal to j, that is to find the column sum. So I don't want to display it for each and every row. I want to display it after completing the entire matrix. So I'll give this as cout sum of left diagonal is, go back here, give within this double quotes and give a colon, and then say that it's sum. After displaying this sum, I'll make this sum as 0 again because I have to start it over with the right diagonal. I copy paste it over here, then I say instead of this I plus j equal to 2. I copy over this statement. After finishing off this thing, I will just put up that value like sum of right diagonal is this, and after displaying this I need a end else statement so that the next output comes in the next line. Fine. So let me execute this. F9. Okay. Already my output window is opened. Finding, calculating. Okay. It asking me to enter the value. So let me enter the value of it. I don't know why it is not coming on the broadcasting screen, but it's okay. I will let you know the output as soon as I get it. Fine. I am executing it again so that it gives me the value like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Perfect. I am getting the sum of diagonals for the matrix as this, so it's perfect. So this, let me see whether I could copy it or paste it over here. Yes, this was the output what I got when I execute this statements, like please enter the value of a 2D array, and so result I got it as 15 and 15. So here again it is getting difficult for me to find out what is the matrix lookout. So first, before displaying this diagonals and all those things, let me find it out what is the problem with this. Okay, so this is that, and result is over. Okay, here I'll just display the entered matrix in matrix format. Enter 2D, sorry, 2D array is like yeah, let me give a handle over here as well, otherwise the numbers would behave here and there. Fine, handle, and after executing each and everything, fine. Here I'll just give a cout statement a of I and j, and after executing each row I need a handle, so this should come in a block, so I'm giving a block over here. Fine, let me close my output window so that I get all these things in. Fine, my code is formatted. Let me execute this. All these statements are showing as errors. Let me delete it. Fine, execute it. It's perfect. Got executed, and I have some values semicolon missing. Now the output of this, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Oh, I missed. Perfect. So this is my output. 1 minute, I should have given a space over here, which I didn't give, so that the numbers mingled with each other. We couldn't identify which number belongs to which number, or else what you can do is, before printing each and every number, you can give a set w. Value is 5. So the header file for this set w is io manup. Let me include io manup over here. Fine, perfect. As F9. Was there an error? No, it's gonna execute. My system is hanging like anything now. Okay, fine. I got the output window. I'm entering the value 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Perfect. I got this two-dimensional array in an array format with a perfect set w and all those values. Yes, I'll just paste it in the window for you to see. Fine, this was the output which I have got after executing these values, and it's 15 and 15. So likewise 1 5 9, it gives a 15, and this is 15. That's absolutely right. This is to find the left diagonal sum and the right diagonal sum. might have understood a little bit, or else you all might have lost somewhere, and I don't know how you're feeling. But if you have any queries, just you can comment it on this video. Please subscribe and click on the like button so that it will be easy for me, to go forward with the another tutorials. Let me also know if you have some comments, so that if you want to ask some doubts, any comments regarding the video, or else how it has to be telecast and all those things, broadcast, sorry, please let me know so that I can help you out at any time, at anywhere, so you will be continue learning C++ throughout your lifetime. Fine.